The volleyball team closes out the regular season this week, hosting Rutgers on Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Fieldhouse, then taking on Purdue in West Lafayette on Saturday at 3 p.m. Head coach Kelly Sheffield is here. We'll have some opening comments and take questions.
Thanks, Brian. Coming off a couple nice wins for us, the Illinois match, and going to their place against a team that's just really gotten a lot better and playing at a pretty high level, to go in there and battle back and find a way to win in 5, especially after the shellacking that we took in Game 2. A good win for us, and then to have an opportunity to go at a team that you lost to earlier in the year and come in here and beat them at home. Good week. I think probably we've gotten some really balanced performances from our kids. Our middles, I thought, had a really nice week. Romana had a nice bounce back match yesterday, but probably a big part of that has probably been our passing. The last 5 matches were every one of our matches we passed over a 2.3, and we did that twice in the first 23 matches. And so, the extra passing work that our back row players have put in have really paid off for our team. I think it's helped Lauren use her creativity a little bit more, and our middles have gotten involved a little bit more. I don't think there's any, certainly a direct correlation with how good Haley Nelson has been the past couple weeks. I think correlate to how good our ball control has been. So we've got 2 more matches this week to close out the Big Ten Conference, and we're going to try to get after it.
We always had the 1% better mantra, and there's been times through the season where you focused on certain areas that you needed improvement. At this point, are there areas that you can single out now to improve on, or are you just polishing?
No, we're not polishing. We need, and we have felt this for a long time. We felt like by the end of the year we could actually be a pretty good team. But we were going to be a team that was going to need every single one of the practices to get to that point. I think we've gotten significantly better in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and if we're fortunate enough to have another 2 or 3 weeks of our season, can we get that much better? If you find out, and if you're in coast mode right now, then those teams seem to get clobbered when they really don't want to get clobbered at the end. So, I feel like we can get a little bit better out of, I always feel like we can get better serving and passing. I don't think that changes. I think we can cover our attackers better. I think we can be a better out-of-system attacking team. We're working hard on blocking and overall defense. I don't know. There's a litany of things that I think we can get better at.
Coach, how important do you think it was for the team's psyche just to finally get a 5-set win under your belt?
I asked a couple of them that, and they're kind of. It's. I don't think it was at a point where it was really kind of in our heads, but it certainly it feels great when you win those 5. That 5th set. I mean, it's. So that was a pretty happy locker room, not just because we won 5 set, but excuse me, the how we did it. Game 2. I mean, just everything was going Illinois' way. I mean, we couldn't do a thing right, and they couldn't do anything wrong, and those things happened. And then they got a lead in Game 3, and we just. We fought to overtake that, and Game 4 was a heck of a battle. We had a couple match points, end up losing that to go into 5. The thing that I was really impressed with was every time we made an error or they made a big play, we came back and we executed, and we did that for about an hour and 15 minutes straight, where it was. we weren't having. There weren't too many times where we were having two errors in a row, and that we talk about mental toughness. That wasn't something we were able to sustain for very long stretches early on in the year. The other thing, I was telling Dennis the other day that I think we've done a really good job with is, at the end of the sets, when it's winning time, we talk about that. Who's making plays. And who is being steady when it's winning time. And that was something when you got those last 5 points earlier in the year, other teams were out executing us. And we've done a really good job of executing in those moments here the past few weeks. And so that game 5, it was huge because how we played and the respect that we have for our opponent. It certainly felt good.
You mentioned Lauren's creativity earlier. Across a lot of sports, the phrase green light is thrown around a lot, whether it's LeBron James has the green light to create or Aaron Rodgers in football. Has she earned that green light to be creative, maybe go off script a little bit?
Yeah, we want her to take it in the lane, throw the Hail Mary anytime that you've got it. She's, yes, and there was early on in her career, she was very talented, but we'd get up against some blocking teams and her team's getting blocked, and there'd be some times it's like, man, every time I'm doing something, it seems like that they're right there, and but she sees the game very, very well. There was that period of time where when the pass took her here, this is what she did with the set. She ran forward, she set back. She came off the net. She's, about 6 to 8 feet, going to run it quick. She's running back. She's going to set out. Then there became a time where, all right, I'm just going to stick with the game plan. And whatever the game plan is, that's what I'm going to do, regardless of this, what I'm seeing and reading out there. And so right now she's taking a game plan. She's knowing her own abilities. She's knowing who the hot hitters are, and taking in some little bit of information. There's not a ton of stuff that is coming from the coaches to her during the match. There's some little bit of stuff, but she's gotten to the point where she can take that game plan. She can read what they're trying to do and mesh those worlds. And she's playing at a really high level right now. It's even better than what she was a month and a half ago. She's seeing things really, really well out there.
Are you all but guaranteed home matches for the NCAA?
We've got 2 regular season matches, so you hate to say guarantee, because you don't you don't take anything for granted. But I would think that our RPI is probably going to be 4 or 5 going in, and the top 16 seeds are guaranteed to host. So I would anticipate that being the case, and it's. If we don't, it kind of reminds me. You ever seen that movie, that TV show, Different Strokes? It'd be what you talk about, Willis. That'd be one of those things if we're not getting a couple home matches. But I would anticipate that being the case.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kelly.